%85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping. People. Big breaking news coming out today about our man Kyle Walker. Well, we thought he was going to be our man, but he's not looking like it at the moment. If you believe the latest news, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button. Get those likes past 100. We need 40 people for 100 likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And, of course, big up to the guys at Manscaped today for sponsoring today's stream. All the details right there on screen and in the description and pinned comment. However, people, we have to get straight into business. I don't want to keep you waiting. Breaking news today. Bayern Munich have reached a total verbal agreement with Kyle Walker, who is ready to sign for the Bundesliga club, having given his yes today. Bayern Munich now have to find an agreement with Manchester City. This is from Pletty Goal. However, we've also got a little bit more news from the Kyle Walker thing. If I bring that up for you guys, there you go. Nathan Gissing, Demarcio, owner of CFC News page, breaking news. Kyle Walker is now expected to inform Pep Guardiola of his decision to leave Manchester City in the coming hours after agreeing to a move to join Bayern Munich this summer. So, it's not looking good, Brev, basically. Kyle Walker, I thought he was going to stay. I mean, we had the news coming out, was it yesterday, 2 days ago, that Manchester City had put a 2-year contract on the table for Kyle Walker and that he was pleasantly surprised at the generosity of the contract. However, now, it's now looking like, that he don't want to sign a contract. I'm also getting more information coming through as I'm streaming, guys, so just bear with me. I've got this just come through. This come through just now, so just bear with me if I'm a bit slow on this because I'm trying to get you the information as I get it as well. Bayern Munich officials are informed of the Kyle Walker decision to join the club this summer. The Bundesliga side will start negotiations with Manchester City soon, with ideas about a transfer fee of around 15 million euros plus add-ons. So if we was to do a little bit of a euro converter, GBPs, give me the GBP, please. That is £12.8 million for Kyle Walker plus add-ons. So let me know in the chat, do you think that £12.8 million for Kyle Walker with 1 year left on his contract is fair? Because in my opinion, I don't. I will go into my opinion in just a second. But before I do, let me go through some of these chats, man. Big up Haaland says, adios Walker, next Mahrez to leave. Well, fucking hell, mate. I didn't think Walker was going to leave, man, but if he can leave, then I guess anyone can leave. It really is. Italian Stallion says, sell Chester City FC. Let's sell everyone. Hello, Saudi. How much would you pay me to be a fan for Al Ali? Haven't signed Gvardiol. Mahrez and Bernardo might leave. Walker, Cancelo, Laporte, all out. Panic stations from Italian Stallion. Bevo says, need a fullback now. Hakimi. We'll talk about possible replacements in a set, Bevel, but I guess he probably might be on the list. King Arnold said, this means more game time for Rico Wright, says Haaland. Again, I'll come to that in just a sec. And Puneet says, I'm getting worried. Gvardiol deal stuck and Walker gone. We need a winger and one midfielder. We have not done signing anyone. So, okay, so, one sec. Oh, I thought I could have an alarm then, but it's cool, isn't it? No alarm, no alarm. Oh, wait, actually, am I still playing the nuke alarm? Yeah, it might have been that. It might have been that. Right. So basically, my point, my view on this, right, is that it's quite simple. Yeah, is if you sell Kyle Walker and you let Laporte leave and you bring in Gvardiol, how many senior defenders do you have at the football club? Let's do a little quiz, yeah, because some people on Twitter ain't getting it. You have five senior players. Now people will be like, what? Now you got Sergio Gomez and Rico Lewis. I don't consider them senior. Right? I don't consider them senior. Will they play minutes? Yeah, possibly. They're not senior pros. They're not senior pros, right? So you're going to have 5 defenders for 4 positions. And people are saying, we don't play 4, we play 3. No, we play 4 with an inverted player. That's what we've done. That's what we've done. We've had Ake at left back, Diaz and Stones, and then Walker or Akanji. We play 4. So I don't know where this thing's come out about 3. Now, you might be right. We might go into the season and play 3 at the back and not have a 4th player. But there's no evidence of that at the moment. You know what I mean? Because based on what we did last year, we play a 4 and then John Stone's inverted. So I don't know why people are so confident that we're going to be playing a 3 at the back. I think that we might play 3 at the back. I'm not saying we won't. And I'm not saying that if we do play 3 at the back, I'm not going to be sat here going, oh, yeah, well done, I was wrong. Because I think we could play a 3 at the back. But there's a lot of people on Twitter and on social media saying, why are you panicking? We play 3 at the back. No, we don't. We're not playing 3 at the back. We play 4 with an inverted player. That's what we've done for like the last 5 months. So I'm not sure where this confidence has come from. So to have only 5 players for 4 positions ain't great. Now, if you do go to a 3 at the back, 5 in 3, it's not too bad. I still think you need an extra one there. You know what I mean? Does Rico Lewis, would he be able to play at that right side of a 3? I don't know. I don't really think so, personally. I think he's either a right back or sort of a centre mid. Sergio Gomez, the same on the other side. So I still think you need another defender. You know, we're going to be playing 60 games this season, guys. You know what I mean? Even if we do play 3 at the back, is 5 defenders for 3 positions enough when you're playing 60 games? I don't think so, personally. So I still think we need a replacement. You know, I'm not with these people on Twitter who are like, nah, we've got enough. We've got 5 will be enough for 3. Well, it might not be 3. It might be 4, first of all, because there's no guarantee we'll play 3 at the back. And even if we do play 3 at the back, I still think you need another defender. Personally, I don't think 5 is enough. So that's my viewpoint on him. People are saying, "Oh yeah, Rico Lewis is fine." My opinion on Rico Lewis is that he's still very young. And as I just said, I don't think he's a senior player just yet. He's with the senior squad, but I still think this is going to be another development year for him. I don't think that he's going to be going straight into the team playing week in, week out. I think it's going to be a development year for Rico Lewis, which I think is what he needs. I don't think he needs the pressure of going into the games playing every single game right now. So, yeah, I think you got to be careful with him. And Sergio Gomez, look, he's just not a good defender. You know what I mean? Look at his stats in the under-21s, top goal scorer, whatever. Like, it's great going forward, but he ain't a defender. So, you know, I do think you're going to need to replace Kyle Walker. I think it'd be a silly move not to replace Kyle Walker. And it's not like we skinned it. We made a net profit in our last 2 transfer windows, and you've got what's this guy called who Soriano coming out saying we're likely to do over £700 million in revenue this year. So it's not like we're skint, you know what I mean? We should be able to buy another defender. By the way, I'm not saying we need to go and get someone mega. I'm just saying we need to get someone to beef up that defense, you know what I mean? To get that extra player in. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that one. In terms of replacements, obviously Hakimi was mentioned by Bevo. Look, I don't know what's going on with him. All I've seen yet is that he was getting investigated for some rape charge or something. So, I'm not 100% sure on what's happening there. So I can't really comment on that because obviously don't know what's going on. You got King Ireland saying get Davies in for Bayern Munich. Don't think that's going to happen. However, I think if there is a time to get him, it probably is. This year because he's only got 2 years left on his deal. Italian Stallion says if we aren't careful enough, we might have a Liverpool season. If Bernardo, Gundogan, Laporte, Cancelo, Walker, Maris all leave, then we're in the mud because I don't see us replacing them with improved players. Condino said 0 top natural fullbacks left, lack of preparation, and Darcy says it ain't looking good, bruv. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening here, to be honest with you guys. In my head, yeah, I have a feeling that City are working on something big, like a big transfer, and it's going to be a big bombazzo, and then we'll be going live and we'll be like, oh my God, this is what they've been working on. Oh, it's mint. But who's out there, man? Do you know what I mean? So I don't really know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sitting here massively panicking because I believe that the club know what they're doing. You know what I mean? I believe that Tiki and Pep and everyone who works on the transfers ain't dumb. And I believe that they know what they're doing and that they're going to have a solution. But I guess it's just a little bit concerning when we've not seen any rumours about players coming in. You know what I mean? So it's like, if Kyle Walker leaves, is that it? Because I ain't seen nothing. I've not seen any rumours to any defender other than Gvardiol, who's going to be the Laporte replacement. So, you know what I mean? What's going to happen? Bernardo leaves, Mahrez leaves, Walker leaves. There's been absolutely 0 links. Now, of course, that can change. I'm not saying it can't. We will obviously get. Well, you'd like to think we'd sign players if all them players leave, but it's just kind of weird that we've not been sort of linked with anyone, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird. But guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream, by the way, if you've not done so already. And big up to Manscaped. All the details in the description if you've not already got yourself the best lawnmower in the game. Big up Condino says serious questions have to be asked on Tiki. Well, nah, I'm not with that at the moment, Condino, because people always give Tiki a hard time, yeah, but ultimately the transfer window is still open, so you can't really slag him off, in my opinion, until the transfer window's closed, because that's he's still working in his sort of on the deals and so. By the way, let me come to the fee because I didn't really speak about the fee that much. So the fee is reportedly £15 million. 15 million euros plus add-ons. Now, 15 million euros, according to Google, is £12.8 million. If you don't work in pounds, you don't work in euros, then you have to do conversion yourself in your currency. So £12.8 million. Yeah, I'm going to go off pounds as an English. I think that is too low, man. You know what I mean? Honestly, I know he's only got a year left on the deal, guys. But honestly, in my opinion, he's the best defensive fullback in world football. The fact that when we go up against Vinicius Jr. or Kylian Mbappe, if Kyle Walker's playing, I am calmer. I'm not even worried that much. I'm just like, yeah, Kyle Walker will deal with this, guys. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even worried about it because he's that good. He's that good. So 12 million quid, it's got 13 million pound. I just think is a joke, man. I know he's only got a year left on his contract, but I'm asking at least 25, 30 million. I know that people might be like, nah, it's too much, LB. He's 32, 33 with 1 year left on his deal, but he can be the difference between you getting roasted off Kylian Mbappe or Vinicius Jr. or not. He can, because he'll shut him down, man. He'll shut him down. It's basically like the defense, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you come up against PSG, yeah, or Real Madrid, if Kylian Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, or obviously Vinicius Jr. is there at the moment. You come up against Mbappe or Vinny, and you've got Walker there. You can't be like, no, I'm backing Walker here. How much is that worth? How much is that worth? Like, imagine when Messi was in his prime. If there was a player out there that could shut him down, how much would that player be worth? Do you know what I mean? That's how important Walker is for me. So for me, I've got maximum respect for Walker in what he can do on that defensive ability, and therefore the fee justifies the respect. And in my opinion, he's still worth 20, 25, 30 million quid. I really do think that, guys. And people can be like, nah, it's overpriced. Well, I'm sorry. United paid, what, 60 million quid for Sanchez with 6 months left on his contract. We bought Nigel de Jong back in the day for like 15 million quid with 6 months left on his contract. So for the best defensive fullback in world football, with a year left on his contract, that in theory could be the difference between you winning the Champions League or not. I don't think it'd be the difference between you winning the Premier League or not, because I think Premier League is different. But in terms of a cup competition in the Champions League, when you come up against Mbappe or Vinicius Junior, he can be the difference between your team conceding and not conceding goals when they're playing against Mbappe and Vinny. How much is that worth? Worth more than £12.8 million in my view. Some of you might disagree because he's only got a year left on his deal and his age and that. But as I've said as well on previous streams, I think Kyle Walker can play football until he's 38 years old, in my opinion, because he's an athlete. Look at him, he's ripped. You know what I mean? So again, you got to look at the age and go, well, you know what I mean? You look at some players and they get to 33, they start dipping. Has there been any sign in your view that he's dipping? Not for me. I'm not seeing nothing. So I think the 12.8 million fee should be doubled, at least doubled in my honest opinion. My honest opinion. Big up Stallion says, in an ideal world, you would want to get all your new players in for pre-season tour to get to know the players and staff, but think about it, only Kovacic, new City player, to be in pre-season. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the same for every club, every manager, every player. But obviously that doesn't really look like it's going to happen at the moment. Gvardiol's obviously not going to be there. I would like to see us get a replacement for Walker. If that's going to happen, they won't be there. If Mahrez goes, we're going to need to sign a winger. They won't be there. And if Bernardo goes, we'll need to sign a midfielder. They won't be there. So still a lot of potential work to go. And I would also say that obviously this is coming out today, and this ain't looking great, but we did have that information coming the other day, didn't we? That he was happy with the bid and the contract, and it was quite surprised by the contract offer that City had put in for him. So, you know, do we believe this information? I mean, apparently this guy, what's he called? Florian Plettenberg is quite in with Bayern Munich. So it's not looking good, bruv, basically. But maybe he's wrong. You know, journalists do get shit wrong, innit? You know what I mean? You got to hope that he's wrong. Harlan says, LB Hill would replace KDB. He's out for 6 games. For me, Foden. You need creativity. Gundogan's gone. Foden has to be that player. So in my view, Foden. In my honest opinion. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've not done so already. Make sure you also subscribe to the channel. Remember, tonight, City Extra Awards, 9 p.m. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be a good laugh. So make sure you join us tonight. It's going to be a good one. And obviously, big up to the guys at Manscaped for sponsoring today's stream. I want to see what you guys in the chat are saying, because I've just had super chats up, so apologies, man. Let's have a look, man. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Julio says 3P and a treble, and people are saying Tiki out. Well, the thing is, obviously, this is what I'm saying, Julio. You've got to, like, by all means, people want to say Tiki out, but you kind of got to wait until the end of the transfer window, guys, in my opinion, because, you know, people are panicking now, yeah? I'm not panicking, by the way. I'm just like, what's going on here? But you got to wait until the end of the window, because he's, you know what I mean? That's ultimately when you got to judge him, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's one of the problems. Kyle Walker leaving is such a miss, says Faitan. Praneet says it'll be 20 plus 10, in my opinion. I just think that 20 million is really... I still think it's low, man. I still think it's low. Because, right, you can get, right, 20 million quid for Walker, right? And you could be like, getting 20 million quid for a 33-year-old who's got 1 year left on your contract, that's a good price. If you come up against Real Madrid or PSG in the Champions League knockout stages and Vinicius Junior or Kylian Mbappe knock you out, you'll be sitting there going, that 20 million quid wasn't worth it. That's the truth. That is the truth. So you got to really think about how much is he worth for this season. If you come up against Real Madrid or PSG in the knockout stage of the Champions League, which is highly possible, probable in fact, and you're playing against Mbappe or Vinicius Junior, I guarantee you 99% of everyone in this stream would want Kyle Walker playing right back against Vinicius Junior and Mbappe. That is facts. 99% of you guys would want Walker there because you know what he can do against Mbappe or Vinicius Junior. So if that's the case, how much is he worth? He's worth more than 20 million, man. He's worth more than 20 million. He is. Bevel says, big up Bevel, by the way, for the super chat, says, don't forget, LB, 2 assistants gone too. Yeah, so apparently, is it Juanma Lelo or Lelo? Tiki Lane Low. Juanma Lilo is apparently, he's come out of his contract with Qatar, so will he be coming back? Possibly. There was a few rumours that Frank Lampard was going to become Pep Guardiola's assistant manager. Whether that's going to happen or not, we'll have to see. But yeah, there's a couple of assistants that have left as well. A big up Darcy said, just look at the ages of our recent departures, looking like a proper rebuild potentially. And that is fair, Darcy, but you want to do it all in one summer? That'd be my thing. Because, you know, if you let Gundogan leave, you let Mahrez leave, you let Walker leave, you let Bernardo leave. Bernardo's the youngest at 28, you know what I mean? I'm game to like have the rebuild, and I do think you need rebuilds and that, but do you really want to do it all in one summer? Like, that's pretty heavy, man. You know what I mean? See what other people are saying in the chat, man. What are you guys saying? Thierry Henry as a potential assistant. Yeah, I mean, maybe. But does he really want to come to Manchester City, be the assistant when Arsenal are finally challenging for titles? That's a bit mad, isn't it? But yeah, you know what? Thierry Henry, he's been an assistant at Belgium, hasn't he? I think he's had a couple of other jobs around the game. Maybe he fancies it or not. Maybe Frank Lampard decides that he don't want to go straight into management, and he thinks that maybe getting that experience under Pep could be right for him. There are a few obviously different options on that, but yeah, I mean replacements. Okay, let's talk about replacements. I see a couple of people in the chat wanting to talk about replacements. So let's start off with Rico Lewis, because Rico Lewis is a right back. He's at the football club now. Played some minutes last year. Could Rico Lewis be Kyle Walker's replacement? My answer to that, based on the current situation, is no, right? And that is not because I don't think he's good enough. I do think he can be good enough. It's because he's very young still. I still think he's got some physical development to be done, because he still looks, you know, small, and I think he needs to develop, because obviously he's still young, man. And I just think that he still needs to be bedded into the game. You know what I mean? I mean, if I was to look at his numbers from last year, yeah, let me have a look at his numbers from last year. How many games did he play last year? There we go. Stats. Rico Lewis last year. Right, so for Manchester City last year, he played 14 Premier League games, played 900 minutes. So he played 10 games, basically. Played 227 minutes in the FA Cup. What's that, 2.5 games? So that's 11 games. He played, call it a game in the Champions League. That's 12 games. 2 games in the Carabao. That's 14 games. And that's it. So he played 14 games. So you've got to ask yourself the question, can a guy who's gone from 14 games replace Kyle Walker, one of the best right backs this country's ever produced? The answer is no. And it's not because I don't like Rico Lewis. I do. I think he's going to be mint. I wanted to get a contract signed, get him in, and I think his development for City could be great. But that is a lot of pressure to put on the young lad, to say you're going to replace him one of the best fullbacks this country's ever seen. Nah, that's not right. So I just think this year, again, for Rico Lewis, is progression. Let's see if we can get him a few more minutes than he got last year. Let's see if we can get him a few more maybe important games. You know what I mean? If you look at some of the games that he played, his most important games, you know, he played against Tottenham at home, which was a difficult game. We won. He played Tottenham away, Chelsea away. Let's see if we can get a few more. He played Chelsea at home as well. Let's see, get him a few more important games. Maybe a couple more games in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Get some more experience under his belt. So I don't think that would be a fair replacement right now. Hakimi. I don't know what's going on with Hakimi. Someone would have to give me the information on whether, like, what's going on with his court cases and all that kind of shit. Because, yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. Some people might say John Stones, Akanji could be the replacements. I go back to what I said at the start of the stream on that, is that we play four at the back, right? with an inverted player. A lot of people on Twitter are saying we play 3 at the back. Do we play 3 at the back? I thought we played 4 defenders. I thought we'd been playing with Ake, Diaz, Stones, Walker, or Akanji. You know what I mean? How many games in the last 5 months did we start with 3 defenders? So maybe we will go into a 3 at the back. And that's not as bad if we do that. And I do think there's a chance we could do that, by the way, because I think that's a way that you could get Alvarez and Haaland into the team. So yeah, maybe John Stones could be that guy. Maybe Akanji could be that guy. Reece James ain't going to happen. Reece James is like basically the perfect Kyle Walker replacement, but that ain't ever going to happen, guys. You know what I mean? That's never going to happen, man. Yankuto ain't going to happen in my view, Gary. I don't think so. I don't think so. So I honestly, man, I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going to happen here. Of course, and again, I would just repeat that, you know, maybe the journalists are wrong. Maybe they're wrong on this. Maybe he's not said he wants to join Bayern. You know, sometimes journalists do get it wrong, innit? You know what I'm saying? Condino says we need to stop with the square pegs in round holes. Fair comment. Fair comment. I guess for me, the big question for me, here, guys, is are we going to be playing a 3 at the back? Because if we play 3 at the back, this ain't that bad. It's not great. I still think we need another defender, but it ain't that bad because then you've got 5 players for 3 positions, right? Which I still think you need another one, in my opinion, because if one gets injured, you've only got one cover. You know what I mean? And, you know, we do go through some bad injury periods. So we play 60 games a season, remember? And, you know, Ake, he's had a few injury problems, not last year, the year before. John Stones is unreliable. So, you know, you need to be careful. I'd still like one more. But if we're playing a 3 at the back, I don't think it's that bad. If you're playing a 4 at the back, you absolutely need to sign 1, maybe even 2 defenders. Non-negotiable. So we'll have to see. I guess when's the first pre-season game? Is it the 26th? Is it I think it's the 26th. So 2 weeks, a week of Wednesday it is, or 2 weeks left. Wednesday just gone. I guess we'll find out because I think if we play 3 at the back, I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. Cancelo, listen, I'm not trying to be negative on Cancelo and that, but what I've seen from that defence in the last 5 months is a defence that knows how to defend, knows the positions they need to be in, can work as a unit, are all throwing the body on the line for the football club, would die for the badge, would die for the fans on that pitch. You know, I'd not be funny, but Cancelo ain't going to do that. Innit? So I'm not negative on him. You know what I mean? I hope he has a sick career in that. But in my personal opinion, I think he should move. My personal view. You don't have to agree with that. That's fine, innit? He's a great player going forward, but he costs us goals in big games. And yeah, it's just, I think we've moved on from that. But if you guys want to keep him, that's fine, innit? Like I say, everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their right to have their own opinion on Cancelo. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of you in this chat that want Cancelo back. And that's fine, but it ain't for me. It ain't for me. Let me see if there's any more information on Kyle Walker here, guys. Oh, no. No. We've got more news. We got more. Guys, this is happening, man. This is happening. Chad, this is happening. This is happening, man. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's happening. It's happening. Now confirmed by Raphael Honigstein. Kyle Walker has reached a verbal agreement to join Bayern Munich this summer. Guys, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, shit, man. Oh, my days. Oh, my days, it's happening. Why is he going, man? The guy's been farming trophies for the last 6-7 years. Why does he want to leave? I don't get it, chat. I don't get why he wants to go, man. I'm gutted, honestly. I'm fucking gutted, man. I wanted Kyle Walker to stay at this football club for time. I genuinely believe this guy could be playing football until he's 38, man. Genuinely believe that. Played 254 games for us, man. I don't get it. I don't get why he wants out, man. Playing time, but bro, that's a myth. It's a myth. He played 2,764 minutes last year. It's a myth, bro. He played minutes. He played minutes. I don't get it. Right, you know the Premier League, yeah? These are all the games that he missed in the Premier League last year. Wolves, he was on the bench. Southampton, Liverpool, Brighton, Leicester, Fulham, Brentford. He had a groin injury. He was injured, right? He was on the bench for Leeds and Everton, but that was just after he'd come back from his groin injury, right? He was on the bench for Wolves again, funny enough, and he was on the bench for Liverpool. So the only games that he missed last year that weren't due to injury was Wolves away, Leeds away, which was just after his injury, Everton at home, which was the second game after injury, Wolves away, Wolves at home, and Liverpool at home. 5 games, and 2 of them were straight after his injury. So if you wanted to get rid of them and just say we didn't want to risk you straight away, he missed 3 games in the Premier League. Now, he didn't start every single one of them, but he started pretty much most of them. So that's a bit of a myth about game time. FA Cup, played against Chelsea, started. Played the last 30 minutes against Arsenal. On the bench for Bristol. Played against Burnley, started. Played against Sheffield United, started. Played against United in the final, started. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, he started in 4 of them, including the final. Come off the bench against Arsenal in the other one and was on the bench against Bristol City. Carabao Cup, Chelsea was out injured. Liverpool was on the bench. Southampton played 45 minutes. And I think that was around about his injury as well. Champions League. Seville, Dortmund, it just says not in the squad, but it doesn't say injury, so I'm not sure what that was about. Copenhagen, injured. Copenhagen, injured. Dortmund, injured. Seville, injured. Back from his injury. Played against Leipzig. Full 90 minutes. Leipzig at home, on the bench. Bayern Munich at home, on the bench. Bayern Munich away, on the bench, come on for 2 minutes. Played both Real Madrid games in the semi-final, 90 minutes, and played 8 minutes in the final. So maybe he has a few issues about the Champions League, but he still played 2 semi-finals, the full 90 minutes, still got on the pitch for the final and played the final 10 minutes. So the thing is a myth, man. The thing is a myth. I probably should have brought it up on screen. Sorry, guys. The thing is that it's a myth, man. It is honestly, it's a myth. I don't know why people say that about his minutes. It's not even a thing, man. Why is try to get the full squad? No, that's squad details. Squad stats. Not in squad during season. What are you on about, mate? Why is transfer mark data corrupted? Oh, there we go. Right, okay, so Walker was our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th most played player all season. 1, 2, 3. It was our 4th most played defender all season. It's a myth about the minutes. Honestly, it's a myth. It's a myth. It really is. It really is. Right, so people saying Fabrizio Romano's just tweeted something. Fabrizio Romano. I'm not follow Fabrizio. What's going on there? Bayern received initial green light from Kyle Walker to advance in negotiations to sign the right back, as called today by Play Goal. Deal not done yet, as Bayern are still in talks with Manchester City, and some details of the contract are not clear. So I don't know what he's on about there. Maybe the fee. Who knows the fee? It will be a big window or a transition season, says Punny. Let me just see if we've got any member chats coming in, guys. Sorry if you've sent any member chats. Let's have a look. OG Doper says, I'm telling myself this is a swap deal for Leroy. Please TK, LMAO. It's too early for this heartbreak on a Friday. Right, you know what? Let's deep that. Let's deep that. They want one of our best players. We want one of their best players. So let's see if there's any players that we would take from Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich squad. But we've got to be realistic here, people. We've got to be realistic. If we're going to play this game, we've got to be realistic, yeah? Otherwise, no point. I'm not playing a game in it. So be realistic. Right, let me share this tab. Let me get this on screen. Right, okay. Let me zoom in a bit for you. There you go. Right, let's play a game. Let's see if we can do a swap deal. Right, we don't need any goalkeepers. Edison's fine. Ortega's great as a backup. We're kind of calm on that. So let's move on there. Defenders. Okay, so don't need any centre-backs if we get Gvardiol. So obviously, you look at some of these centre-backs, you don't really need them. So I guess a couple of options. We have been linked with Pavard. Personally, I don't want him at Manchester City. I personally, I'm just not a fan. See, a couple of you guys are wanting him, man. A couple of you guys want Pavard. I'm just not a fan, mate. I'm just honestly not a fan. But I do agree. I think he'd do well under Pep. I actually do think he'd do well under Pep. But yeah, I know. Pavard is a good option. You know, Pavard is actually a good option. I just don't really. I don't know. I'm thinking too much. Like I want a star. Alphonso Davies has 2 years left on his contract. If there is a time to get him out of the club, it's probably this year because I think if no one signs him this summer, I imagine they're going to sign him on a contract like this season because they're not going to let him get down to 1 year, are they? So, and he has said in an interview that he'd play in the Prem. He said he was offered the Prem or La Liga. He said Prem. So maybe that is a thing. But then again, the way that Pep's building this team, it doesn't really look like he wants them sort of wing backs. So yeah, there you go. Don't think we'd sign any of these Donnies. Let's have a look at midfielders. Right, of course, we have been linked with Kimmich, and there was some stuff going round on the Bayern rumours that Thomas Tuchel didn't like or doesn't like Goretzka playing with Joshua Kimmich. So therefore, potentially, bro, Pep Merchant, innit? I know I don't run Manchester City, bro. You know what I mean? I'm fully aware that I'm not the CEO of Manchester City. Thanks for telling me, innit? So yeah, there's a rumours going around that Tuchel doesn't like Kimmich and Goretzka playing with each other. So maybe, and I think there was a rumour going around as well. The rumour going around that Kimmich fancied a new challenge, which maybe is what Walker fancies, to be fair. Who knows? So could that be a potential option? Can play right back, can invert, can play centre mid, can cover for Rodri if we need to. So potential option. Goretzka ain't really it for me. I don't really like him. Gravenberch is a player that is apparently available. Liverpool have been heavily linked with him. I've never seen him play, I don't think. See, Protocol wants Gravenberch. I don't think I've ever seen him play, man. I don't think I've ever seen him play. I don't think so anyway. But apparently he's decent. Come through the Ajax Academy as well, so we'll know how to play football. And of course, you know, we'll know how to play Pep style. Musiala, I just don't think that's going to happen. People, Musiala, in my view. I think that he's like their diamond player, innit? He's their diamond. So I don't see that happening, in my opinion. And then you've got forwards, but the thing is with the forwards, is this not more of a Mahrez replacement? If Mahrez leaves, then maybe we'll get someone, but I don't see us getting one of these unless Mahrez leaves. Steve says, why would they need to do a swap when it's only 15 million? Well, I don't think 15 million is a fair price. You know, I mean, I'm putting that price to 25, 30 million easy. So we'll have to see what City accepts. But I guess the only options there really, yeah, are Kimmich, which is unlikely but possible maybe. Pavard. Maybe Davies is a long shot. I don't think you're going to be able to get Davies. And maybe Gravenberch if you wanted a midfielder. Which, you know, if Bernardo Silva leaves, we probably do need a midfielder. And we might need a midfielder anyway because we're playing 60 games a season. But realistically, we're looking at defenders. So maybe Pavard. Maybe Pavard is the option there. Who knows? Big up to him. Mohammed says, I don't think the club will replace Walker. You know what? Let me do a poll on that. Actually, because I'm interested to see what you guys are saying on that. Do you want Manchester City or do you think Manchester City? Do you want, and then do you want, yeah, Man City to replace Walker? Yeah. I'll do that first, and then I'll do think in it, so I can get like a little bit of an idea of what people are thinking here. To be honest with you, yes, Lauren says Kyle feels like Treble is a good send off. As for those who think we have big name lined up, unless we have perfect replacement, we never panic buy. Yeah, I just think that like we know City have a list, right? Because we've seen it in the documentary. We know City have a list of like players that they'd be interested in. So who is the player that they'd be interested in if Kyle Walker leaves? Or are they going to full send Rico Lewis maybe? I don't know, honestly. I don't know. Thank you for the super chat, Lauren. Right, Paul is in the chat, by the way, guys. So have your vote in the poll. Big up to the guys at Manscaped again for sponsoring today's stream. All the details are right here. They're also in the description and the pinned comment. So go check that out. 20% off your order, and you can also get this, which is the weed whacker. If you get nose hair or ear hair, you can shove it up your nose and go like that. Boom, boom, boom. Get rid of the nose hairs and the ears hairs. All the details in the description. Also, smash a like on the stream as well. People get on it and get the likes up, people. Right, we've had nearly 200 votes on the poll. 68% of people want a replacement for Kyle Walker. So that's still 1/3 of people. 1/3 of people in the stream think we have enough cover. I'm surprised that there's that many people who are happy with that. You got 5 senior players for 3 or 4 positions for 60 games. I am surprised that 1/3 of people are happy with the depth. I thought pretty much everyone would be like, "Nah, we need a replacement, man." I'm quite surprised at that. Maybe Cancelo. Maybe if you're a fan of Cancelo, who knows, innit? Nick Toll says, do you reckon we have an off reset season next year? Well, we shouldn't be, bro. You know what I mean? The thing is, yeah, Mate's just sent me this in the chat, and I've been saying this as well. Pep Guardiola ain't going to be at this club forever, right? And when Pep Guardiola leaves, you need to understand and get it through your heads, yeah, that we are going to have a dip. We are not going to be as successful without Pep Guardiola. Now, that's not being negative. That's just being a realist, understanding that Pep Guardiola, in my view, is probably the best manager of all time. So whilst he's here, you need to farm trophies as much as possible. Because when he goes, you're not going to have as much success as when he goes. You just need to look at United with Fergie. As soon as he went, boom. I mean, ain't great. And I'm not saying, I think that we will deal better when Pep Guardiola leaves compared to United, because I think we've got better people running the football club. I think we'll get a better manager in that they got David Moyes. We ain't going to get David Moyes. Right? We're not going to get that kind of back. We're going to get an elite level manager. But it won't be as good as Pep. And that's not being negative. It's just being truthful. It's being facts. So for me, I want to farm trophies as much as possible until he goes. So I would be giving him another defender. I'd be giving him another midfielder if Bernardo leaves. So, yeah, having an off or reset season, you don't really want to be doing that with Pep as your manager, in my view. Kimmich or nah, says Brian. Look, I would take Kimmich. What's his contract situation saying? Kimmich. Right. Contracted until 2025. So he's got 2 years left on his contract. He's 28. Transfermarkt has an estimated value of 75 million euros there. Oh, God must be messy. What's his injury saying? Has he got an bad injury history? Nah, not really. Pretty decent injury record, to be honest with you there. Couple coronaviruses, quarantine, influenza. Guy needs to get on a vitamin C, man, to be honest. But yeah, he's other than that, how much would you get him out of there? And does he want to leave? I mean, there was a few rumours saying that maybe he fancied a new challenge. Tuchel didn't like Goretzka, Kimmich in the same team. Now, this is an interesting one, because nobody spoke about this, really. Ewan Matthews has said Caicedo. Now, We know that Chelsea are in for Caicedo. It's looking like it's probably going to take 85 to 100 million to get him out of Brighton. But he can play right back. He can invert into midfield. He can probably play, he can play the 6th position, so he can cover for Rodri. Would you guys take Caicedo? Now, it's going to cost you a lot of money for a player that's had 1 year in the Premier League. It's a lot of money to pay for a guy that's had 1 year in the Premier League. However, if you think he's good enough or you think he's got the potential, is it worth paying the money? Yeah, based Kirby. You probably did say, bro. Sorry, bro. I'm a blind guy. Right, Caicedo in 100 mil. Yes or no? Yes, no. There you go. Chat. New poll in the chat. New poll in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking on this one. Caicedo in as a replacement. It's just a lot of money, mate. But then again, sometimes you just have to pay a lot of money. Is he expensive because he's good? You know what I mean? Like, you can pay 40 million for a defender, or you can pay 100 million. And people say 100 million is too much, but is the reason he's 100 million because he's better than the guy at 40 million? You know what I mean? That's the question. Another option, big up Kebogo. Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters. What are we talking? Are we saying yes or no to Kyle Walker-Peters? 35 million quid. I think as a backup player, guys, I would take him. I would take it. I think that could be a controversial one. I would take Kyle Walker-Peters at Manchester City. Yeah, he's not trash Pram now. Nah, there's no trash in it. He can play left back. He can play right back. He's a good defender. He's decent going forward. I'm not talking about playing every single game here, by the way. He's going to be like our fourth. He's going to be like what? Like a 6th choice player or 5th choice player, a squad rotation player, play 20 games a season. I think he's a good option, you know, and he's cheap. Nah, Kieran, he doesn't stink, bro. Infidel's not dead, man. Why is there so much hate? Why is there so much hate on Kyle Walker-Peters? I'm gonna have to up some sort of stats here. Kyle Walker-Peters stats. Football statistics. Is there any way, like, any website that gives me stats like based on like ranking, like, you know what I mean, like ranked? Yeah, stats ain't great. Stats ain't great, man. But stats don't always tell the picture, people. Stats always don't tell the picture. You need other stuff for that. Let's have a look at this Caicedo poll. 65% of people say nah to Caicedo. 35% of people say yes to Caicedo. So, you know, quite a lot of people saying they don't want him. Because it's too expensive. And it is too expensive, but what are you going to do? Have no players? Italian Stallion says, rant. Imagine City don't replace Walker, Bernardo, Mahrez, Cancelo, Laporte with quality players. I know what Tiki will do. Sign players from the Belgian League, Girona, South America. You're all pro weights, lads. I hope I did that justice, Italian Stallion, for the $10 donation. I appreciate the support as well on the channel, Stallion. So yeah, I don't know, man. Would I take trips? Would I take trips? No. No one take trips because one, yeah, he might not leave Newcastle. And two, how much are you going to pay for trips? I guarantee you now that if we sold Walker, we would receive less money for Walker than what we paid for trips. So you'd be downgrading and you'd be paying more money for the pleasure of it. So no, I would not do that. I would not do that. I would not buy trips. Honestly, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, Newcastle ain't selling Trippier. And I'm telling you, if they did sell him, we'd be paying 30 million for him. And we ain't going to get 30 million for Walker. Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong at Leverkusen. Seen him in the academy. When I used to watch the academy back in the day all the time. He was a good player. Up and down the wing. Can play left. Can play right. Decent player. I don't know. It's going to cost like 35, 40 million, I would imagine. And I just think, Kyle Walker, man. Kyle Walker's the GOAT. This is the problem. This is on his problem, guys. You know what I mean? If you let Walker go, whoever you bring in is not going to be good with Walker, right? Defensively. Maybe you get someone who's better on the ball than that, yeah, because obviously Kyle Walker's, that's probably his weaker area. Bernardo Silva, you let Bernardo Silva go, you're not going to get anyone as good as Bernardo Silva. That's just a fact. I'm not being negative here. I'm just like, that is truthful. You sell Mahrez, it's highly unlikely you're going to get anyone as good as Mahrez. This is the problem. This is the problem. Like, we have unbelievable players at the football club now. Unbelievable players. And these guys go, could be the end of the era, man, for them type of players, isn't it? You have to invest. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know, man. Football is different, isn't it? Football is different. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say to get people up for it. We'll just have to see. Again, you know, maybe this is fake news. Probably not fake news, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm dreaming there. I'm dreaming there a little bit. Maybe it's fake news and, you know, maybe this ain't true. Maybe Kyle Walker doesn't want to leave, but based on the information that's coming out, you would have to say that it's looking extremely likely that he's going to be going, which is a real shame, man. Which is a real shame, but what can you do? If he wants to go, he wants to go. You know, you give him a contract extension, a 2-year contract extension, and apparently he thought it was mint. Apparently he thought it was, you know, generous offer, and he still wants to leave. So what can you do? You can't force the guy to stay. Well, I mean, you can force him to stay, I suppose. He's got a contract, but you don't want to have negative players. You don't have players who don't want to be there. So all I'd say, yeah, is Kyle Walker. I know you watch these videos. Please, Bray, what are you doing, man? What you want to go to Bayern Munich for? Farm trophies in England. This is the place. We want you to stay. Everyone in this chat wants you to stay. Chat, we're going to do a poll. I remember he watches these videos sometimes. Kyle Walker, do you want Kyle Walker to stay? Chat, I'm putting my trust in you now. I know that sometimes you be jokes and that, and that you like to roast us, and you know what I mean, you do your little joke stuff. This is serious business. I'm doing a poll in the chat. Do you want Kyle Walker to stay? If Kyle Walker's watching this video right now, Kyle, I want you to look at the chat and see everyone in the chat saying he wants you to stay. We want you to stay. I want you to look at the poll. Look at the overwhelming majority of people in the chat that want you to stay, Kyle. Please don't go anywhere, man. And chat, please, remember, I put my trust in you here. Please, please, please. We want you to stay. We will be there. We will be there in look, Bray. Sam Martin says, please, Kyle, stay. Says Pranav. Yes, stay. Stay, mate. Stay. Look at the poll, man. 92% of people want him to. Want you to stay. Where you going? Don't leave. Kyle Walker, we want you to stay. Tyree says he's seen that Kane is getting close to Bayern. Yeah, I don't think Bayern are going to sign him, man. I don't think they're going to pay the cash. I don't think he's going to pay the cash, innit? So there we go. There we go. Right, people. There you go. That's today's stream done. Kyle Walker is looking like he's going to Bayern Munich. The fee is still yet to be decided, so we'll have to wait and see what's going on there. But it ain't great, mate, to be honest. I don't want him to leave. I think it's bad that he's going, and it is what it is. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Big up to guys at Manscaped for sponsoring today's stream. You guys can get an extra 20% off your order, free international shipping with code Xtra20 at checkout. Big up for that. Make sure you drop a like on the stream as well. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out my personal channel as well. Got my video going up there now. Daily transfer review. Links in the chat there. Go subscribe to my personal channel as we try and get that up as well. And yeah, people, I'll see you in the next one. See you later.